Community Bible Church to another edition of our Verse a Day Bible study. And we are going to be in a wonderful little verse of 1 John chapter 1 verse 9. 1 John 1 9 is where we're going to be at today. Hope to see you guys at church. If you're in the Brooksville area, I want to invite you out at 1045 to our church, Community Bible Church. If you're not around or you're not able to get out because of coronavirus or whatever, you can always watch on our YouTube page, same thing that you're doing right now, I think, or on our website, cbible.org as well. But let's get into 1 John 1 9 today. It says, "If we confess our sins, He is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness." So it starts out by saying, if we confess our sins. If you watched yesterday's video, you know that he said if you say that you don't have any sin, you're deceiving yourselves and the truth is not in you. But now he says, but if you confess our sins. That word confess, not very common in the New Testament actually. It literally means to say the same thing about. It's homologo, it talks about the same words. You're saying the same thing about your sin as God would say about your sin. So what is that? It means that you are saying, hey, that was a sin and that was wrong. That was a sin against God the Father. I deserve punishment. I deserve hell because I have sinned against you. That's what it means when we confess our sins. But when we do that, when we go to the Father and say, Father, I have sinned against you, at that moment it says that He is faithful and just. He is faithful and just, which I found almost a little bit ironic in a way, because in a human perspective, if somebody was faithful and just, and somebody sinned against you, you would think of it almost like, no, I'm going to be faithful and just by, punishing you. But He's actually faithful and just to His character by forgiving us. And so we are able to put our faith in somebody that is faithful. How wonderful is that? And we are able to see that He is just. Now it says to forgive us. That word forgive literally means to be sent out, to be thrown out. And the Bible talks about that our sins are thrown out as far as out into the ocean. The sin is separated as far as the east is to the west. It's thrown away. Will never be seen again. So He says that we will be forgiven, but it's not just that. It's not that He just takes and throws that sin far away, but He also cleanses us from that sin. He makes us clean. He makes us, brand new in a way, and from all unrighteousness. That word just as really pretty much the same word as righteous. They're in the Greek language there. And so it's saying by His righteousness, by His justice, He's able to cleanse us from our unrighteousness. And this is just such a beautiful and hopefully encouraging verse for you and I. All we have to do is to admit that we're sinners and go to God and say, God, I confess these sins to you. And then at that moment, He promises, and He never breaks a promise because He is faithful and just. He promises to us that He will forgive us, throw that sin away, and He will also cleanse us, make us new, wipe away all that sin from our life, and allow us to actually truly follow Him. How beautiful, how wonderful is it whenever we get to a point where, as a Christian, where we say, yeah, I'm no longer free, or I'm no longer shackled to the sin that once bound me so tightly. I'm not perfect, because that would mean if I said that, I'd be a sinner as well, because I'd be lying. I'm not perfect, but at the same time, I'm not shackled to this sin like I used to be as an unbeliever. And that is just such an encouraging thing for me, and I hope it is for you as well. Have a wonderful weekend. I will see you hopefully on Sunday. If I don't see you Sunday, I'll see you back